anti-natural behavior for players? Well, of course it is. Of course it is. What's the point of covenants? Wait, what's this here? Point of covenants if we can change them so easily? For the cool buffs and like the RP stuff. Like, there's nothing that makes covenants less cool if you can change them. Like, I at least in my mind. Like, there's nothing in my mind that tells me the covenant choices and the covenants you can be part of are less cool because I can change them. Like, maybe this is like my own perspective on the narrative, and other people can disagree with this, but that's what I think. I personally don't think that it makes a big difference. Like, it's the same as like going to different reputation vendors, or having your class order halls for your different characters. Like, I don't know, like, or having different artifact weapons. Like, if you were only able to have one artifact weapon at a time, I would think that was equally terrible too. Having all three of my artifact weapons was cool. Like, it just doesn't make any sense to me. Yeah, I don't like it. And Covenant should be a cosmetic choice. I don't want to change Covenants. I just want to be able to change the abilities. That's actually a really good insight, because you're totally right with what you're saying, man. Is like, yeah, nobody really cares about the Covenants. We care about the abilities. So yeah, like that's the fundamental thing. Like the abilities and the soul binds, like that's what matters. Like the rest of the shit is like, who gives a fuck? You know what I mean? But this right here, I'm gonna read a few comments and a little bit of feedback for this, and then I'll give myself 5 or 10 minutes to do this, and then I do really want to start this back in. Okay. Development update. Okay, here we go. If there's a lesson to be learned from BFA and the Shadowlands, it's this: don't confuse interesting with fun. No, that's pretty good. Yeah. Okay, that's good. Let's see here. I'm gonna read what the people's comments are. That's just about the PvP gearing system. Covenant abilities will never feel relevant in all content and be balanced at the same time. I really struggle to see how this tuning can address a fundamental design with some abilities. Yeah, they don't. I don't know what they're thinking. Like, I really don't at all. Let's see here. Like, it makes no fucking sense, man. It really makes zero fucking sense. There's no consequence, there's no weight to the choice. However, you're right that there isn't a difference from RP or stat-wise. Well, the thing is, like, what about people that don't want to have the consequence added to their game because they want to be able to play their characters in the optimum way, and they don't want to have to know going into content that they're being at a disadvantage? Like, I feel like that's something that, like, players don't want. And at a certain point, like, these are, then don't play? Well, you're right. And I think that's what people will choose to do. But the thing is that at a certain point, whenever the game's vision diverges so much from what the players want to see, then I think that there needs to be some way where the two groups can reconcile. And I don't think they're doing that as much. Points up there, does everyone switch their class? Why be locked to a different character? Because the class has been it's been a formational aspect of the game for 15 years. It's like, you can't compare